Hello, whiskey lovers. Okay, so now we're in the month of March. Now, not the last video, the video before I mentioned my wedding anniversary was coming up. And for my wedding anniversary, my wife has gotten me two very lovely whiskies to try. So I thought this week we will try the Laphroaig 10-year-old. This box comes with 2 glasses. And she got me a Glen Grant, which we'll try next week. Okay, so Laphroaig is from the island of Islay. Established circa, my owner's complete whiskey guide says 1820, but the box here says 1815. So, Laphroaig. Okay, like Lagavulin, the ground on which Laphroaig currently operates is a site where 2 distilleries once worked side by side, and like both its neighbours, Ardbeg and Lagavulin, one that was previously flavoured by illicit distillers and smugglers. Between the 1830s and the 1860s, the artisanal distillery weathered a number of crises until it was mismanaged into oblivion. Only a short distance away, Laphroaig, which had been around since about 1820, gained reputation and even during Victorian times became a byword for a very heavily peated whiskey. It also flourished despite years of bickering and fighting amongst its owners over land, water rights and shares. It was a curious fact that this rugged, remote part of Scotland became something of a haven for women whiskey owners at the time, when the industry was very much a male preserve. Over at Port Ellen, the widow Lucy Ramsay ran the distillery between 1892 and 1905. Following her husband's death, while at Ardbeg, the sisters Margaret and Flora MacDougall had been in charge during the 1950s. At Laphroaig, however, there had been 2 periods of female rule. For the considerable period of the turn of the century, Catherine Johnson was manager, and therefore quite remarkably, and more recently, a former secretary inherited the distillery as a reward for her devotion. This is probably one of the most remarkable tales to be told in whiskey. In the early 1930s, Bessie Williamson left her native Glasgow, where she had been teaching, to take up temporary position as a short-term hypist to the owner, Ian Hunter, a friend of her father. So impressed was he with her and so enchanted was she with the island that he offered her the position full-time. It was not long before she became his personal assistant, helping out not only with the day-to-day running of the business, but production as well. When Hunter died heirless in 1954, he left his entire estate, including the distillery, to his trusted friend and secretary. Firmly at the helm, she became an enormously respected, almost legendary figure on the island and steered the company towards great success. In 1967, she sold the distillery to Long John Distillers, but stayed on the managing director until retiring in 1972, at which time she was known as Bessie Campbell after marrying very late in life. Today, Laphroaig is the best-selling malt in the Allied Dominic Armoury, having acquired a cult status. Its greatest known advocate is Prince Charles, well, I suppose it's King Chuck now, who bestowed his royal seal upon the distillery. It is a great surprise then that when he was unfortunate enough to crash land his plane in Islay in 1994, by approaching the runway too fast, he just happened to be on his way. Was he just happened to be on his way to the distillery? Question mark. Despite Laphroaig's almost mystical reputation, I have not been too impressed. Oh, okay, so he's just now going to He says it's now a bit bland. Oh, well, I know. I'm going to give it a go. I think I've had a Laphroaig before with the club. Don't quote me on that. Ooh, get my little glass out. I like these. It's not quite a Glencairn. It's a similar shape though. Oh, it's got a message on the base. Tastes like heaven, smells like hell. Ooh, I like this. Satisfying pop. Okay, so let's see. We have nice, standard, typical golden colour. You can smell the peat already. It's got that nice smoky smell to it. Okay, so I'm detecting some aniseed. A whole lot of peat. Hints of vanilla. Oh, that is incredibly smooth. Okay, it's got a nice, real nice smokiness to it. I'm definitely picking up hints of vanilla. Not sure what else I'm picking up. All I can say is it's smooth, it's smoky. There's some vanilla, so it's got a bit of sweetness to it. I think this is an incredible drop. So I don't know what, I have no idea what they used to be like. He reckons they used to be thicker, more chewy, but I think this is an incredible drop. Yeah, I'm really going to enjoy this one. Yeah. It says on the bottle, the most richly flavoured of all Scotch whiskies. Like I said, it's definitely got some nice smokiness to it. Lots of vanilla. It's just a real enjoyable drop. Okay, so next week, the Glen Grant. The week after that will probably be the Club Whisky, which I think was a Glenglassaughlin, maybe? I'd have to look that back up. But looks incredible. Yeah, so until next time, Santé.